Away from that, the federal government is rolling out a large-scale recruitment drive into the Nigeria Police Force to encourage more youth involvement in strengthening national security. President Bola Tinubu said this during the graduation ceremony of 478 new officers from the Nigerian Academy in Kaduna State. Speaking on behalf of the President, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, highlighted the administration's commitment to equipping the Nigeria Police Force with modern tools and resources to help them do their jobs more effectively. The Vice President also urged the new graduates to uphold the highest standards of professional conduct as they begin their policing careers.
As a government, we are committed to sustainable growth, and we understand that the nation's development is directly tied to the strength of its institutions. For this reason, our administration remains steadfast in its efforts to ensure that our police force is equipped with the necessary tools and training to protect and serve our citizens effectively.
And to Kaduna, where the state government has urged residents to obtain building permits and keep drainage systems clean to prevent flooding. Following recent floods, the Chief of Staff, Sani Kila, who is the chairman, Impact Assessment Committee on Flood, visited affected areas in Sabon Gari and Zaria area of the state, reassuring communities of the government's commitment to relief and long-term solutions. He stressed that illegal buildings and poor waste disposal are major causes of flooding and may result in the demolition of some structures. Mr. Kila also called for immediate action against illegal sand excavation near waterways to protect the community.
What we have seen over there is, you can see we have a narrow drainage, and most of the structures are built on waterways. For us to achieve what we wanted, actually, we must do the needful. The needful is, one, we have to expand the drainages, and this will include removing some structures. And I understand some of these structures were built illegally. If I can say illegally, is there is no building approval from the Kaduna State Development Management Agency, that is the KASUFDA.
Let's turn our attention to Ekiti State, where the National Youth Service Corps has appealed to the Senate Committee on Youth Development and Citizens Engagement to make the state orientation camp habitable for prospective corps members. The call was made when the Senate Committee, headed by Yemi Adaramodu, paid a courtesy visit to the camp at the weekend. The coordinator of the NYC in the state, Abdullahi Rico, decried the lack of basic amenities in the camp, which includes a lecture hall, functional health center, among others. Responding, the chairman of the committee, Yemi Adaramodu, assured that some of the present challenges in the camp will be addressed immediately, while others will be included in the federal government's appropriation bill.
Over the years, the camp has served its purpose, but now faces several challenges due to the outdated and inadequate facilities. Those challenges include not limited, but the following are.
When we are leaving this place today, we would have left some things immediately, and some things in the medium term, not long term.
We taught the activities of NYSC across the country, and of course in our orientation camp at Chise, that they should take advantage of all these processes to better their life.
Students of the Federal Polytechnic Ede who were rusticated by the school management for participating in a riotous protest in May this year have been pardoned. This follows the submission of reports by the committee set up by the Council to look into the matter. Chairman of the Council of the Polytechnic, Professor Olaya, said those rusticated will now be suspended for a session, while those who were earlier suspended are pardoned. Professor Taiwo Olaya also announced the lifting of the ban on student unionism and directed the setting up of a body of faculty representatives that will midwife the conduct of new SUJ elections. The The students are also mandated to write a letter of apology to be duly signed by their parents and guardians to the management with a promise never to participate in any violent or destructive protest. The students had vandalized vehicles and other property worth millions of naira during a protest in May this year.
First is that those who have been rusticated have been commuted to suspension for one session. Those suspended previously have been commuted to warning. They will be warned as to not to participate in such, riotous protests and damaging of property again. The third is that we have lifted ban on student unionism. There will be a transition time between now and first semester. An election will hold within the first 3 weeks of next semester.
Government agencies and service providers have been advised to be transparent in producing the required data to support social accountability for effective governance. This was the submission of speakers at a training workshop for government officials in Osogbo. We have details in this report.
A capacity building workshop for selected officials of ministries, departments and agencies in Osun State was put together by a non-governmental organization to equip them with necessary knowledge on how to engage the public on government projects and programs. The motive is to bridge trust deficit between the government and the governed in the best interest of all.
If government says we are going to do this thing and we have spent money on it, let people see it. Not just about you saying I've done this. When you say you have done it, let people feel it. And also, it's also in a way to also make people participate in the process of governance.
Discover that there is a deficit of trust between the people and the government. So the aim of the project is to bridge the gap to ensure that, the trust of the government is renewed in the hearts of the people, so that when the government says, this is white, people will believe that, it is actually white.
The facilitator, Morenike Onolapo, harped on the need for social accountability on the part of government.
Engaging them in budget planning, engaging them in policy planning and development activities, and also engaging them in a project monitoring and evaluation at the community level. And this will help the government a lot in developing an evidence-based decision in respect to various activities or intervention they are embarking on.
To the participants, the workshop is an eye-opener.
Very good one, and it will help me to equip myself on putting more security on the information gathered, either in my MDAs or around the state, and involving some codes that will help in securing government agencies.
The training is very good, and it has really impacted and improved what you know as regards our responsibility at the MDA's level.
It is expected that participants here will from now engage citizens actively in government's activities. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.